Good morning, traders. So, how to trade the Aussie this morning? Um, Yesterday we pretty much had a nothing day, and you'll see on the daily what I mean by that. I think the key thing here is that we have an upward trend line here, which has now been touched for the third time, and we'll see that on the lower time frames. But essentially, what we are doing is we're bouncing around inside the weekly cloud. Okay, a break below this cloud is going to be bearish, but for now, this trend here is up, and it is pretty much a channel. Okay, so it's an upward channel. Let's just get down to the daily, and we can see what's going on here. Okay, so if I just delete that trend line and just let's tidy it up. Okay, so that is the channel that we have at the moment. Okay, now this daily bar from yesterday is a little bit confusing. This could be a rejection off the daily Kijinsen and the 200-day EMA. Okay, but it also could be a retracement to the pullback, the retracement of this move up, because this was quite a substantial move up with this gap. Okay, so we'll draw that out on the lower time frames. It's going to be simpler to see. Right now, it's a little bit of a confusing pattern that we have here, especially where we've got rejection off the 200 to the upside, and then we got a rejection off the 200 to the downside. So pretty much barbed wire, which indicates confusion. Okay. So what we can do is just move that up. There we go. So this trend line is obviously the one we need to watch for, and that is the one that will dictate price at the moment. So what I mean by this could be a retracement is, you see we've got this rejection pin bar, and if I put a Fibonacci on there, you will see that it came down to the 61.8 of this move up. Okay, so now the move up was quite substantial. So the move from the bottom to the top was pretty much almost 1,000 points, I think. Yeah. Okay. So you can see we broke through the cloud, came back, used the cloud as resistance, and we've had a retracement. Now this could continue. It could very well continue and break below this level here, which would break this trend line, which would then be bearish. Okay. But for now, it hasn't broken this level. It hasn't broken the trend line, so the trend is theoretically still up. Okay, so what we're looking for today is we are probably going to be looking for longs again today. Yesterday we were trailed out. Okay, so long entry that we had down the bottom here took profit on the way up, and we trailed out as soon as it started pulling back. So what was happened basically is we've closed this daily gap, but what is still open is this Brooks gap here. So you see this tail on the inside tail here, that is still open. So that to me it would be a pretty good area to be long. Okay, now I want to show you something on the Aussie at the moment, and okay, so there's an inside tail, and you can see how profit taking happened there. The next inside tail, there's the next inside tail. Look what happened. Okay, and the pullback also happened to be an inside tail. It wasn't this one, it was this one here. There you go. Okay, so there it is there. And if you come back to this side here, you'll see that there are other inside tails as well. And if I put one on these two inside tails here, you can see how the day before we pulled back, tested it, came back. Okay, so the inside tails on the Aussie are very, very important. Okay, the next thing that we have here is, just get it correct. So that was the downward channel. We've broken out. We're coming back to retest the break. Okay, the retest doesn't necessarily have to be back to the trend line. It's basically to come and retest the breakout, and this tail here is the breakout. So I can actually just line that up there. That is the actual breakout there. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3 tails that touch it. So that is the resistance and support line. So that was resistance. It's now turned into support. Okay, so essentially I'm still looking for longs, and we'll see what happens in this area here. We have had a crossover, so we've had a bullish crossover here, but there's nothing else that's from a ichimoku perspective that is showing a crossover. Okay, so we're going to have to pretty much watch this pretty carefully. Let's just get down to a lower time frame. Okay, so what you see here is a potential, could be a double bottom forming, but it could also be a continuation triangle forming. Okay, so to be honest with you, the most likely scenario on the 12-minute here is a continuation of this downward move, which would indicate something conservatively, well, it would actually come from here. Okay, so that's the most logical move, is a break of the triangle to the downside, which would then come and test this low here and possibly lower. Okay. However, if we look at this, we do have a inside bar pullback, and then we've got a little bit of indecision at the close. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens at the open. I'm still on the higher time frames. I'm still pretty bullish, and we'll see if this triangle break happens to the upside, then we're pretty safe. The other thing to bear in mind is that if this level breaks here, so this fractal level breaks here, we can expect a continuation for at least that much, and I'll use this level here. Let's pull up to there. We could pretty much target the underside of this breakout here. Okay, so that's my Aussie trade today. Is looking for longs at this level. If we do get a break to the downside, I just want to see on the 6 minutes. I've got everything grouped to the bottom here. So if we do get a break to the downside, then you're going to play it for at least the height of the triangle, possibly even this here. And downside targets would more than likely be, first stop would be this area here. Okay, let's just delete that. But I do like having a look at the hour to see what's coming back. And on the hour, you've basically got to pull back to a decent Fibonacci level, and you've got some rejection. Okay, so I'm more inclined to believe that we're going to pull to the upside. An upside target I'm looking for is going to be pretty much 200 moving average on the hour, or the cloud area. Okay, so the only thing that's going to convince me otherwise is a break below this level. Okay, so that's a trade for me. Looking for long stops will be below here for now, and if we do get going, we'll move stops up below this Fibonacci, this fractal here, and we'll be looking to take target pretty much at this level. I think that would be a reasonably good trade. That's another 1,000 points, more than a good trade. Okay, guys, so hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Cheers, man.